Okay, let's run.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks!
What are you?
I'm...
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Nerdy Projects. This is the monthly show where we introduce you to content creators from all over the nerd universe. We find out more about their current or future projects. They get a chance to share a little bit about themselves, and we also take your questions. I am your host, Ryan of Nerd Culture, and if at any time during the course of this show, if you have any questions for any of our guests that are featured on this episode of Nerdy Projects, by all means, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat. Our producer is going to be keeping an eye on that as we go throughout the course of the show. And don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. Without any further ado, please welcome our first guest, Rod Ramos is in the building. Hello, Rod. How are you, good sir?
Hello, man. How are you doing? I'm fine, thank you.
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being here. We do greatly appreciate it. Now, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what projects you have going on either currently or planned for the future? The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My name is Rod Rodolfo. I have worked for Zenescope and Dynamite on Battlestar Galactica, Warlords of Mars. I have worked a little bit on G.I. Joes for Rising Sun for a time. I'm a big fan of G.I. Joes. And currently, I have two main projects I would like to launch this year, hopefully. One of them is a 4-issue miniseries called The Light Warriors. And in this miniseries, The Light Warriors, it's Light Warriors in the Awakening Heart. This is the story of Mariah, a human survivor who started a new life and a new family on an alien planet, only to lose it all again. When reptilians from another dimension possess the body and mind of humankind, no one else in the galaxy is safe anymore. The human rebellion against the reptilians failed. Only a few lucky humans were able to escape to another planet. And that's when our story begins. This is the story of a mother who suffered unbearable pain, living by the illusion of losing her family and everything she loves. She was left hopeless. This is the story of who she had to become in order to overcome her loss, her pain, and never give up and keep fighting for her family. So it's a story of change through pain, the story of Mariah's spiritual journey. So if you like spirituality, action, adventure, sci-fi, this is a book for you. This is a 4-issue miniseries with 24 pages each. And the other project I'm working on that hopefully I can launch this year as well is the Samurai Method. It's an online course about how to draw comics faster and better. I have faced two main problems as an aspiring artist. Mindset, not knowing myself, with self-doubt, discipline, anxiety, and depression, and getting my work to a professional level. On the Samurai Method, I want to share how I was able to overcome these challenges and to get to a professional level much faster than the traditional and outdated way to learn how to draw comics without paying the exorbitant art school tuition and in the comfort of your home with your convenience. So it's going to be an online course. And a little thing that really held my back was the limiting belief that I would always be a starving artist. I was told by my family I was never going to be able to make money as artist, and that destroyed my self-esteem, give me anxiety and depression. You see, 95% of what you do it subconsciously. And that belief was installed in my subconscious mind. So I was sabotaging myself without even knowing. Until I found out after many courses with specialists that there are at least 3 ways to reprogram your subconscious mind and overcome the limiting beliefs that I have. Uh, I couldn't go any further. So there is at least 3 ways that you can overcome these limiting beliefs. One of them is the EFT, the emotional freedom technique, which allows you to rewrite your subconscious mind, giving you more of self-esteem and a sense of worthiness. Once you change your cognition about your reality and assume your responsibility for your life, you gain a driven power that I have gained a driven power that I have never felt before, and I feel like I am unstoppable. As Warren Buffett said once, whatever you believe in, you can or you can't, you are right. And when when I learned this mindset that I'm worthy and I can do it, and I have reprogrammed my subconscious mind, now I am on the track to creating the everything, the lifestyle of an artist, a comic book artist. And this is something that I would like to share with aspiring artists out there, how to reprogram their subconscious mind to gain more self-esteem and be more confident on their abilities. So the next problem I had was to get to a professional level. And on the samurai method, I have found out how to get to a professional level way much faster than the traditional way. And there are only 3 steps to the samurai method that I am calling the portal, building neuron connections, the architect's mind, breaking down 2D shapes into 3D forms, and getting all together, going deeper, composition and stuff like that. So if you are an aspiring artist looking to improve your craftsmanship, and this online course is for you, I would like to invite you to take the free workshop and test it out. Uh, just subscribe and you will get the course via email. Ryan will have the link on the description, I believe. Or if you want to know more about the Light Warriors, please subscribe at the newsletter on alphabrainartstudio.com, and I will keep you informed. So those would be the 2 big projects I have planned for the rest of the year.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Rod. We do greatly appreciate it. And for the person who may be watching or listening to this, where can they follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything that you got going on, either currently or planned for down the line?
Yeah, you can follow me on the Facebook. I have the Facebook personal page. I believe it's my entire name, so it's Rodrigo Ramos Rodolfo. And there is also a Alpha Brain Art Studio on Facebook that you can follow. And on Instagram is Alpha Brain Art Studio, that you can go there, and you're going to see a lot of artwork I share and some products you can buy.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Rod. We do appreciate you being here and being a guest here on this particular episode, I should say, of Nerdy Projects. Rod, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. We wish you all the best with everything moving forward. Thank you for being here, Rod.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Take it easy. We will see you again real soon. Once again, this is Nerdy Projects. Don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. If you have any questions for any of our guests that appear on this episode, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. I'm more than happy to take those from it. And if you're joining us live on the replay, thank you. We appreciate you being here. Our next guest is someone who has an affinity for the horror genre. He's got 50 million posters in his background. Good Lord. For him, every day is Halloween, but not right now. We're going to bring hopefully a ray of sunshine with Nerdy Projects to his neck of the woods. Please welcome Kevin Stewart to the stage. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm good, Ron. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing well, good sir. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself, aside from your love of the horror film or TV genre, and some of the projects you have going on either currently or planned for the future? The stage is yours, Kevin.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a part-time artist. I wish I was a full-time artist, but I'm really doing this stuff on the side. Self-taught, Tennessee raised, illustrator, graphic designer. Like I said, I'm big into horror stuff. So even as a little kid, I was always watching those scary movies and wanting to draw. The characters were unique. Jason and Michael Myers and all that stuff just really appealed to me as a kid. So as I got older, I started getting into more of the horror comics than anything else. And that kind of became my cornerstone of what I create. So my first book I ever illustrated was a zombie comic book called Corey the Zombie Killer. And it was a pretty interesting story. You had this faction war between the humans, what was left of the humans, the feral zombies, and these intelligent zombies. And these intelligent zombies would gain abilities through consuming brains. So it kind of made sense for me. The brains, they would get smarter, but they would still stay undead. So that worked out. I got through the first issue of that and then kind of moved on to another project. And luckily enough, my second book that I did was another zombie book called Night of the Living Tricon. It was a comic designed for a comic convention called the Tricon Comic Convention. And there I jumped into another kind of horror book, The Man in the Kitty Coat, a psychological thriller about kind of dark. It's about kids that were like chemically induced or chemically treated by the government, and it made them psychotic, and they were killers. And it's about a guy who's like a gumshoe who tries to track down and figure out what's going on. It's a one shot. It ends pretty dark, which is kind of how I like my stories, to be tragic in a way. And kind of from there, I just got on my own stuff. I do a lot of horror stuff. I've got my biggest thing right now is my affinity for horror and pop culture. Being a kid of the 80s, you got all the horror movies, you got all the great Saturday morning cartoons and the toys and stuff that you would get when you were a kid on those Saturdays. So I developed a horror pen set called Killer Aid. And what it is, it's the combination of the Kool-Aid Man and horror icons of the 80s. So I've got several of those made. I've got even more designed and not made yet. But if you think about the first one I did is it's a clash between the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Kool-Aid Man, and it's called Cannibal Cherry Crush. And they're one of a kind. You've never seen them anywhere else, and they're just so unique and interesting, and a passion for me since I love horror. So I've been doing that for a little while. The big project I have on the table right now that I'm working on and I'll be working out toward the end of the year is my own IP called Apollo. And this is a little bit different than what I normally do. This is back into the superhero genre. As a kid, I was into Marvel Comics too, X-Men, Superman. Superman was one of my favorites. And Apollo is a story that takes a little bit of a twist on it. It's a little bit dark. It's got some tragedy to it about, the superhero, the Superman archetype that has been banished from Earth for decades. And he's finally come to, and since he's been gone, the world is just like went all to heck. It's just totally broke down, and it's his quest to get back to his family, and he doesn't know what's going on. But when he gets there to find out, can he save Earth in time? Basically, is what it is, and that's getting wrapped up. You actually can catch the first 10 pages of this book in Filbo Publishing's tragedy trade paperback. Now, Filbo is a publisher I work for, and he's going to be publishing this story in his trade paperback. That's going to be launching here in August, so keep an eye out for that. It's Filbo Publishing. You can get them on Facebook. But that's a really cool story he's got, Tragedy. It's an awesome like action adventure, got that 90s Marvel feel to it, but super clean, super polished book. And I'm fortunate to be a part of that organization and getting my book out there. I got a couple of things that's on the burner. I got a couple stories that are getting rounded out, and hopefully next year I'll work on that. But as of right now, you can catch me on The Art of Kevin on Instagram. I'm putting together horror mashup creations all the time. If you like horror, definitely check me out. That's what I got going on right now, buddy.
Jeez, you in the horror genre. Horror. Anyway, sorry, that's one of the first things that comes to my mind is that line. I've never even seen the movie, but yet I know where that line comes from. I know I probably should lose movie buff points for that, but whatever. Come at me in the comments if you want. But I dig what you're doing. That's great. Phil Publishing. Phil Russer. Does that guy ever take a day off? I don't think he ever does. I mean, that guy is working 24/7, 365.
As much as he heats me up on Instagram, yeah, he's definitely not taking a day off.
Man, he's a hard worker, that man. Oh my God. But hey, you know what they say, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, and that's why we love doing these shows. So, Kevin, we wish you the best of luck with everything you got going on. That Apollo Chariots of the Gods?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty darn cool. I might have to get in on that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So thank you for being with us. Do greatly appreciate it once again. And Kevin, as well as Rod, pointed this out. The links to where you can follow each and every single one of our guests on this episode and our past episodes are located within the description of each respective video. Sorry, I'm getting pinged like crazy with text messages. But anyway, Kevin, thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. I will see you again in just a moment, okay?
All right. Sounds good. Take care, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. Do greatly appreciate it. Once again, this is Nerdy Projects. Don't forget to like and share this episode with all of your closest friends. If you have any questions for any of our guests, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Whether you're joining us live or on the replay, hey, welcome. Thank you for being with us. And our next guest is joining us from the Sunshine State of Florida. Make my silver line, I guess. I don't know, rolling out there, rolling thing. Make my silver line all the time. Please welcome Brent T. Larson to the stage. Brent, how you doing, big guy?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Ryan? Obviously,
Doing well.
not doing great because you haven't seen Apocalypse Now,
I know.
and you call yourself a film buff, and this bothers me on kind of like a principle level. So
I know I'm losing some points already in the chat. I'm probably losing some points with some of my friends who may be watching or tuning into this a little bit later on. But hey, I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I know I can do better. I know I can. I know I've added that film is on my what do you call it? A watch list. Thank you. But with that being said, outside of my lack of movie knowledge, because I don't know enough yet, Brent, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself rather than just throwing my movie buff knowledge under a bus? And please share with us any projects you have going on, either currently or planned for somewhere down the line. The stage is yours, good sir.
Sure. All right. Well, let me see. My name is Brent Larson, already as mentioned. I'm living here in Orlando, Florida. And I have spent most of my, over the last few years as a screenwriter. So I'm kind of new to the comics game. But I actually got hooked up with Roland Mann, who is the publisher of Silverline Comics. And I actually now have a couple of books that are being published by him right now. That I'm actually pretty excited about. The first one I'll mention is called Cape Town. It is actually a superhero book, and it is a lot of fun to read. A lot of people comment about the darkness in superhero stories these days, the deconstruction of such. That's why I wrote this, because frankly, I'm kind of sick of all of that. This is a kind of a different story. Basically, it's about a city in the U.S. Where a lot of people run around and basically do cosplay as superheroes. And some of them even actually have developed powers, which is a story all by itself. And so this went on for quite a while until something happened no one really knows, and all of the heroes that had powers disappeared. And so the city mourned their loss and moved on. And then about 3 years later, these two heroes on the cover, as you see right there, of Cape Town #1 appeared. 2 new heroes. The guy on the top's name is Recon. The guy on the bottom, his name is Seismic. And they have come on the scene, and of course they don't like each other because this is comics after all, but they're on the same quest, and that is to find out what happened to all the missing heroes. So it's going to be a 4-issue series. We've already successfully kickstarted the first one, and we're hard at work on the second one. Justin Franklin does the art, and he's doing great, and it's coming along really well. That is Cape Town. The other book that I have created, and I'm the writer on Cape Town, creator of that one, also creator-writer of the book called Kalis, which was actually my first comic, and I'm really proud of it. Basically, it's a story of, it's kind of a mashup between superhero and government conspiracy, basically. It's the story of the CIA's own space program back in the 60s, where they launched a few astronauts into space to investigate a mysterious rift. And the astronauts all disappeared. And the CIA covered it up because that's what they do. And everything kind of went on from there until just recently, when one of the astronauts plummets back to Earth in a big fiery eruption. He crawls out of the crater and starts his quest, which is to get back to where he was. And along the way, the story involves the fact that how is it that he's able to crash to Earth and still be alive? What happened to the other astronauts? Where did they all go to? Why does he want to go back? And who is the mysterious group that is trying to stop him from getting there? Kalis itself was a 4-issue series. And now we are going to kickstart the second issue of the second Kalis series called Kalis Achilles Has Landed. Ryan, I don't know if I got you art for that. But anyway, so in other words, we've successfully kickstarted and printed and distributed 5 issues of Kalis. Altogether. The 6th one, or rather the second issue of the second series, will be launched as part of a Silverline Kickstarter on August 23rd, I believe. And Silverline always kickstarts books, 2 different books together. But that'll be a place where you can both get that issue of Kalis and also all the ones that you've missed if you're interested. You can also get a trade paperback that collects the first 4 issues in the first arc of Kalis. So, and I have 2 artists from Argentina who have been working on those books, and their art is great. And I love their work, and yeah, pretty excited about that one. So both books, I've read comics ever since I was a kid in the single digits, which, as you can imagine by looking at me, was like maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago. Anyway, so I am a connoisseur of comics. I know what I like, and so I've tried to bring kind of that sensibility to comics that I write. I think comics are a great medium for telling stories that you can't really get anywhere else. And so that's really what I've tried to do with these books. And so I'd love for you to check them out. The best way to find me is on Instagram under brent.vector. And also you can find me on Facebook. And I do have a website, brent.tlarson.com, where you can read some of my stuff and see what's going on there. And what else should I add? If you do back any of the books that I've done on Kickstarter, they are published by Silverline. And Silverline has the guarantee that if you back any of their books, the books are guaranteed. They're already done, printed up, just ready to be shipped to you. So I know there's some speculation with a lot of Kickstarter projects. You pledge your money and hope that things work out. With Silverline, you don't have to worry about that. You will always get whatever it is you pledge towards. So I think that's largely it. I can talk about my poster collection, I guess. So anyway, or I can just take questions from you.
No, that's understandable. Well, thank you for being with us here, Brent. Do appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck with all of those projects moving forward, and as well as the creative team over there at Silverline Comics. Roland is not short on enthusiasm, so
no, it's his superpower.
It's his super. Yes, it is. No matter
He was
how.
bitten by a radioactive marketing executive. So
Yeah. No matter how old or young he gets, he never runs out of energy. That guy. He's always got enthusiasm for anything that either he is doing or his team around him at Silverline Comics is doing. Because teamwork makes the dream work. That's what I've been told so many times in my life, respectively. So congratulations to you and the team over there with Kalis and Cape Town, all that great stuff. Wish you the best of luck with everything moving forward, and give our best to the team over there at Silverline.
Copy that.
So thank you for being here, Brent. Do appreciate it. I will speak to you in just one moment. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. I dig it, and we hope you have enjoyed this episode of Nerdy Projects. If you are looking to follow any of these esteemed guests that we have had on this episode, the links are located within the description of this video. So make sure you check that out. Support everything that these incredible creators are doing. There are so many wonderful comics out there written by some incredible people. So check it out. We do greatly appreciate it. That is going to do it for this episode. Once again, my name is Ryan of Nerd Culture. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Check us out on all forms of social media. Once again, those links are located in the description below. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at It's Nerd Culture, on YouTube at Nerd Culture Channel. We are this close to hitting what is known as 1,000 subscribers. Once we do, we're going to throw a great big live stream with returning guests, some surprises, and some special giveaways that are designed just for that show. But the only way we get to that is if you tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. You know how these things go. That's how we do it. Rising tide. It lifts all ships. That's all I'm saying. But in the meantime, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe, and remember, life is better when reading comics and or books. Take a look.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Good morning! Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.